Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our demonstration with Fareharbor on online booking. We're really excited to have all of you here and looking at ways to go digital, as we're saying at the St. Lawrence County Chamber this year, really trying to focus on tools to help our businesses become more efficient, effective, productive, and ultimately profitable. So really excited to have Dennis here with us to show us Fareharbor, and which is an all-in-one booking site that I think a lot of us, or platform that a lot of us can benefit from. So I will let him take it away. I am recording this and we'll make it available. If you do have any questions throughout the session, feel free to type them into the chat box. We will also have time at the end for question and answer, so you can also just jot them down yourself and we can go over it at that point. As I always say, no question is too silly or too small. We're here to learn and get the direct information so that we know if this is a great fit for us individually and together. All right, thanks so much and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Brooke. And thank you for organizing this. Now I can't see everybody. I'm just looking at this screen that I'm sharing with you guys. But I know a bunch of y'all are here, so I'm excited to share Fareharbor with you. So I guess I will start by just sharing some details about Fareharbor before kind of showing you just what the product looks like on these different websites of partners of Fareharbor, as well as the back end of the software. So we are, our parent company is booking.com. So we are the activities branch of booking.com. We got acquired several years back by booking.com, and we've experienced a lot of success since then. We have about 20,000 clients worldwide, offices in the Americas, so in Hawaii, San Francisco, Denver, and then my office is based out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. And then we have offices in Amsterdam and Australia. So we work with partners worldwide. And again, we really focus on activity operators and tour operators. And there's like a wide range of folks that this software can be beneficial for. Feel free to jump in if you have questions as I go along. I just wanted to kind of reiterate that. What we really look to do is focus on online sales for our partners. So whether someone is already doing online booking, we look to increase their online sales. Just our software is very user-friendly for customers that are checking out. And if folks don't currently have an online presence, we look to help them establish that with what we believe is the best booking software out there for tour and activity operators. So that's just a little note about us. What I will do is I will walk through just what a front end booking looks like on each of these Fareharbor partner websites. So we are a third-party booking software. So what we do is we integrate onto the existing websites of our partners, just to provide a booking platform as well as payment processing. So I'll go ahead and show you just quickly what each of these setups look like. And then after that, I will touch on what the back end looks like, because there's a lot of benefits just to you as a user as well, just being able to run financial reports, kind of have all your booking info stored for you rather than having to kind of take it down manually, as well as a number of other just benefits to using the software. So with that being said, I'm going to start with this first example here. So this is the Clay Room, I believe is their business name, located here in Brookline, Mass, not far from me actually. So yeah, third-party booking software we integrated onto this website, just right here, this Book Now button. This is like going to be the big call to action. And really you're going to see when you go to like partners of ours, they have this big Book Now button, and that's to really let the customer know, make it clear and obvious that, they can easily click this button and make a booking. Kind of a key aspect to just generating online sales or more online sales. So I'm going to click on this book now button, and this is going to launch the Fareharbor booking software for them. So this is Fareharbor here. They have 3 items that can be booked. And then this 4th item is just a gift card item. So you can also sell gift cards with this software. But you can see here, powered by Fareharbor. What's nice about our software is that it floats on the page of where we clicked that book now button. It doesn't redirect to a different URL. That's intentional. That we've seen leads to more online bookings versus going to a different page. We're really looking to just capture the customer and make sure that they are going to book. And so any ways that we can kind of simplify and make this process more appealing to them, that's what we look to do. And this is just one aspect of it. So another nice thing that we can kind of see here is just the name of each of the items. So pottery painting, learn to throw, potter's wheel with private instructor, and class days registration. And we can see a number of other details too. We can see pricing, and we can see duration on some of them too, as well as capacity. So just communicating details about each of these items is great for creating trust with the customer, as well as seeing pictures as well. This is all meant to just kind of, make the online checkout process, again, just more appealing to the customer. So we'll just click on this first item, this pottery painting item, just so you can kind of see what the next stage of, the Fareharbor software looks like. So this is the calendar of availability right here on the right. And we get a little description of what the item is. So you're able to communicate a lot of what you would typically do over the phone or in person, just with this booking software. And you're able to gather a lot of the info that you would typically do manually. You can set it up on the front end of your website to be able to just do all that work for you. So we have our calendar here. All the green days tell us that there is availability. So just clicking on a day, that's going to kind of bring up our next section. So I'm going to go ahead and click on tomorrow, Thursday the 6th. Okay. So now we're at our start times for this particular item, pottery painting. So we have start times from 12 p.m. up until 8 p.m. What's nice about this particular setup is that we can see how many spots are left for each of these times. So you're able to communicate that to the customer. So we can go ahead and just pick a time and pick this 1 p.m. time slot. And so now this is just the studio fee is the way that pricing is working for this particular item. So it's $10 per person. We'll just select 2 people. So this last section here, how did you hear about us? Comments. These are custom fields. So we're able to set up drop-down menus like we're seeing here, this how did you hear about us section. We're able to set up drop-down menus that are going to kind of be custom to what you and your business are needing to learn from your customer, as well as these open text box fields here. And lastly, what we're not seeing here is checkbox fields as well. So check this box if you'd like to add on, a mug to your order or something like that. So there's a number of different ways to customize the online checkout for a business, and that's why we're able to work with such a wide range of companies, and why this is really useful for so many people. So we also have this here, this add to cart feature. This isn't necessarily, on every single partner's Fareharbor checkout, but that's what they have. So, you could have a customer make a purchase of multiple different items or classes or tours for during the same online purchase. So we'll just add this to cart. And that's going to take us to the last section, which is just contact info and payment. So up here, this is the item that we're booking, again, pottery painting. This is cool here. You can be able to, purchase other items from this stage of the booking. Another nice thing is that you can, this is where you can apply a gift card. I'm actually going to go back. Actually, no, I'll show it to you on the next one here. But yeah, so you'll always gather this info is the full name, the phone number, the email address of the person filling out the booking info, and their card info. And so the customer, then this would turn green, and then just click complete and pay, and that would have a booking made on your Fareharbor account. The booking will be made and paid for ahead of time. So pretty simple and straightforward. Again, we work with 20,000 clients worldwide that this is working for. So it's a very good setup for just getting online sales off the ground for you if you're not doing them, or increasing your online sales just with like the simple online checkout flow process. So any questions so far just with that first example?
Can you just point out, so I see there's a fee there added to the subtotal?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So that's the pricing that I'll touch on right now. So pricing is pretty straightforward. I'll just say that it's a low cost option to use Fareharbor for our partners. So this fees section, this is the way Fareharbor makes its money, is just on a 6% online booking fee. So it's just added to the subtotal and it's paid by the end user. So your customer is the one actually paying Fareharbor versus our partners. So if we just look at this example, we have this $20 subtotal, and then below it is this fees section. And then this is the Fareharbor online booking fee. So that should be 6% of $20. And then that's where we get this total amount of $21.20. This is to make it where we're incentivized to get you more bookings. We don't make money unless we're helping you to be able to generate more bookings. So we found it to work just based off the success. Brooke and I, we were talking before this meeting. Her and I had met, before setting this meeting up. So we've been able to establish some contact, and just talked about kind of like why Fareharbor has been successful, why online booking has kind of taken off. And we saw this really kind of happen post-COVID. A lot of folks nowadays like to have the option just to make a booking online. And that's why we've seen this this big boom in Fareharbor success and just in online booking as well. And with that, on top of that, is the tourism side of things. We've seen that a lot of folks are wanting to get out, wanting to travel post-COVID as well. Just going through, what we all kind of experience as far as just being locked down, not able to travel, not able to connect with others. That was like, I think, another piece that played into just the growth that we've seen here at Fareharbor and for our partners as well. So that's how Fareharbor makes its money. You don't pay Fareharbor any money to use our software. There is a cost that you do pay, but that's just to the credit card processor that we work with. So just running credit cards, that's 1.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. And that gets paid to Stripe, which is the credit card processor that we work with. As an industry low rate. So it is a really good rate for all of our partners. It's just due to the volume of folks that we work with and credit card transactions that occur just as a result of using our software. So again, just to kind of lay it out there, is the only cost that you pay to use Fareharbor is the 1.9% plus 30 cents per transaction credit card processing fee. And the way Fareharbor makes its money is on a 6% online booking fee added to the subtotal, and it's paid by your customer. And that's pricing in a nutshell. There's no setup fee. There's no monthly cost or annual cost. There's no minimum that you need to hit as far as just bookings that you generate. There's no contract as well. So you're free to get set up with this. And, you know, let's say you never get a single booking through us, or run a single credit card, and then you decide it's not a good fit for you, want to go, you know, in a different direction, then you haven't paid us a cent, or you haven't paid any money to kind of give this a try. So that's the nice thing, is it's a low cost, low risk option. And there's a lot of like upside to just having this option for customers to be able to do online booking. Any other questions?
I don't see any in the chat box, but certainly folks feel free to ask your questions as we go along. And Dennis is going to show a couple different examples that may be more relevant to you than others. So feel free at that time if you want to see something more. That's the nice thing about you being here live and it being a demonstration. So don't be shy, but it looks like we don't have any other questions at this time.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah. Brooke, if you see one that shows up in the chat box, feel free just to jump in, because I'm not seeing it right now. But I'll keep it moving here. And so I'm going to jump over to the next example. So this is a children's museum. They use us for general admission ticketing. So I actually helped get these folks set up. The next three examples that I show you are ones that I personally helped get set up. So these folks are in Pennsylvania, I think Philadelphia. I'm not sure exactly where the exact location is, but they do a lot of online sales. So they've had a lot of success in switching to us. So we're just right here in this Get Tickets button. What's nice about this is this just floats on the screen. So the customer always has the ability to click this button and make that booking. So click on that. And so, yeah, we're doing general admission ticketing with these folks here. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. So we have our pricing right here that we can kind of see. What's nice is that, so they do have, you know, paid ticketing here, but then they also have members get free access, museum pass holders, and you know, a gift certificate holder. So we kind of made this really custom to fit their needs. You'll notice that this kind of looks a bit different than the first example we went over, just as far as just like kind of the pricing and some of these options here. So again, a little description just for the customer to have this this information. And we have our calendar. So we'll click on a date and we pick a time. We'll pick this 10 a.m. slot. Again, we can see that there's 56 spots left. And so now we're just picking whichever of these sections kind of fits us. So we'll do the general admissions. We'll pick 2. And so here's that custom field section that I had touched on earlier. So here's a checkbox. So this is just a customer acknowledgement, just understanding parking in New Hope is metered. So just required of the customer to acknowledge this note about parking. So we'll click that. And then we have this here, enter the name of the library that issued the museum pass. So they're collecting that info that they need to collect. And they have this little note here, please be prepared to present your confirmation email or printout at the front desk upon arrival. So that confirmation email, it gets generated through us here at Fareharbor. So they're leveraging that just right here, kind of communicating that to the customer. And same deal. This is just embedded into this software, is this contact section. So name, phone number, and email, and then card info, and same deal as far as just completing and paying. Again, they do a lot of sales with us, so they've definitely experienced a lot of success. So I'm stoked that they joined us, and they've been a great partner thus far. Questions on this example at all?
I like how this is a good example of the customization. There's really quite a lot that they built into this page so that they could be flexible to honor the different programs they have going on for different discount groups and things like that. And you always, you have to present proof when you get there. So it's not just total honor system, but really makes that pretty straightforward and easy to book.
Yeah, it's definitely, we want to make each of these Fareharbor accounts as turnkey as possible for the business. I'm sure you can imagine that, a children's museum and fishing charter are going to kind of have like different needs. So that booking process is going to look a little different. We're going to have the same kind of fundamentals as far as just, pricing, duration, capacity, those types of things, a calendar. But these types of things, we're kind of seeing that it can be customized a lot. So, and they're at the point even where we're going to have memberships. I think that's going to be something that's going to be, it's in beta testing right now. So they're going to be, I think, testing that out, as well as we're going to start having Google reviews kind of displayed. So it's just going to show like what their Google reviews are right here as well. So just like more like beneficial things in the works as far as just, this product and making this, as appealing as possible to customers that visit your website. So I'm going to jump over to the next example. This is going to be rental.
Oh, sorry. We do have one question.
Okay.
So if someone booked and chose the free ticket example, would they still need to check out with a credit card?
That's a good question. Let's select these guys here, just so we can kind of see. No, they will not. So yeah, we see here, I just selected this museum members, which is a free customer type. So they are still required, to check this box here. And they are still required to enter their contact info, but they are not required to enter their credit card info. So this works just because they do also have paid paid customer types. That is prerequisite just for being a partner of Fareharbor. The main reason of that is just what I touched on as far as just how our pricing model is set up, is just that we only get paid when, a customer pays to check out online. So we need this to be kind of like make sense on our end. So as long as there's like also paid customer types, we are able to set up a free customer type as well like this, and the customer doesn't have to enter their card info.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of subsidized programming at a lot of our organizations locally. Where it might be free, but then there's like an optional donation ticket, so they don't have to pay. But then if they wanted to reserve their spot and pay $15 there, they could, that would be an option too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I could probably find like a specific example, kind of like how you just described, and get that out to whoever was wanting to see that as well. I just have to do a bit more digging on my end.
Sure. While we're on the Children's Museum, before we move, it looks like I'm just wondering if they do any programming. It looks like they're using this for general admission, but if they wanted to add, like our Children's Museum has some camps or after school programs or special programs, can they add all that stuff?
Yeah, I imagine they would. I think a lot of that would be kind of fleshed out in the onboarding process. I would be the point of contact in helping get folks set up with their accounts. And as long as we can kind of like nail down those specifics as far as a calendar is concerned, pricing, capacity, duration, those types of things that we've kind of been seeing on these examples here, then we can definitely build it out. And I have seen some folks that just have like, camps, for instance, in registration, where folks can be able to do that online through their Fareharbor dashboard. I have seen those types of setups. These folks here, they just don't have anything like that at this time. But yeah, it would kind of be just working out like, okay, how are we going to structure that? But just talking about it here, I imagine that there would be a way for us to set that up.
Great. Sounds good. Keep the questions coming too, if anyone else has any thoughts or wants to see anything on this, but I think we can probably move on to the next example.
Okay, awesome. So this is our next example. So they do equipment rentals. So again, an example of just kind of the flexibility of this software. So we have tons of equipment rental operators that are using our software. Anywhere from, bike rentals to ATV rentals or boat rentals. So these folks do a lot of different equipment, actually. So that's kind of why I picked them. I helped get them set up earlier this year. They're a new business. And we are right here in this book now button. When I click on this, that's going to launch the Fareharbor booking software on their page. So we have our different equipments, pieces of equipment sections here. So we have bike attachments, kayaks, SUP boards, and bikes. So pretty wide range. I'm going to go ahead and go to SUP boards just because I know, Brooke, that's what you're kind of looking into doing. So just so you can kind of see what their setup looks like. So we'll click view. And this brings us to our two different SUP board rentals. So we have the standard SUP board and the clear paddle board as an option to book. We can see just age restrictions, duration, and pricing just right off the bat. We'll just click book for the standard SUP board here. We got our calendar again. A little description as well. And their pricing is just duration based. So, 4-hour rental is $40, and then all the way up to a 7-day rental, which is $350. We'll pick a day. And then we'll pick a start time of that rental. And now we're just selecting how long of a rental we want to pick. So we'll just do a 4-hour rental. Here, this is showing 2. So this just means that they have 2 SUP boards available to rent. So they're able to manage their inventory and capacity. And we're able to do that for all our folks that we work with. So select that. These folks actually do delivery of their equipment. So right here, they're just asking the name of the resort or drop point that the delivery will take place. And then they're asking as well for the delivery address. And then they have a little kind of just way to just kind of like notify that we need street address, city, state, and zip code. So I'll just enter in some kind of fake example type info here, just so we have it. Okay. And we'll click add to cart. And so we get our standard SUP board that we're purchasing. And same deal, we have the contact and payment section. Once that's filled out, this would turn green, and then just click complete and pay. So they have the add to cart feature, like that first example we were looking at, where a customer can purchase multiple different equipment rentals in one online checkout. Any questions on this example?
Is there an option to build in things like waivers or disclaimers so that that's taken care of kind of electronically before the customer arrives?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways you can do that with the software. One way, I'm going to go back to this section. So this way is a bit less involved, is to have some sort of custom field where the customer checks a box to acknowledge your waiver policy, basically. Now that's, again, it's a bit less involved, but I have seen people do it that way. Or they do check this box to acknowledge I'm going to be signing a waiver in person, that type of deal. But the more involved way, and I can kind of show you a bit more in detail once we get to the back end of the software, is to integrate a waiver software into your confirmation emails. So you can set up confirmation emails that automatically get sent out when a customer books with you. So it's, again, you're hands-free, you're saving yourself that time, that energy of, manually sending out an email. This system can be automated to send that out for you. So we would integrate waiver software to it, whether it was Smart Waiver or Werewolf. Those are two waiver softwares that we have a partnership with. And it looks very clean and professional to the customer, and it's going to ask them to sign that waiver after they've made the booking. Then a last way to do so that I'll just also throw in is just to attach a PDF of your waiver to your confirmation emails. That's another way to do so. It's not going to be like integrated in the same way that Smart Waiver or Werewolf would be, but that PDF is going to be attached to your confirmation emails and, ask for them to sign it that way as well.
Great. Some options. And I think, as a business owner, it's helpful to have these integrations so it's all taken care of in one spot, because especially, the hope is that this will increase business, and then which can mean more paperwork, more insurance, more. And so having it all integrated is very helpful. I also saw that in several places, the cancellation policy is listed there. So that is all really helpful for the business owner as well. So I like how customized it can be.
Yeah, it's this is the best booking software. I truly believe it's the best booking software you can find for tour and activity operators. It really is designed for you guys who are going to be using it. Not only that, it's super user friendly. We have a mobile app that you can download to your smartphones to be able to just kind of automate things and make things that much more organized for you, and be able to access all this info that I'm going to be showing you a bit more with the back end of the software from your phone while you're on the go. You got to think that boat captains, for instance, who are doing multiple boat charters in a day or a week, they're not sitting at their computers all too often. So making this mobile friendly is also something super important, and again, just geared towards activity operators. So yeah, this is at most, the fact that we have as many clients as we do speaks to the fact that this does work for folks, and we retain the folks that stick with us or that get signed up with us. Any other questions?
There's another kind of general question I think we'll hold for the end. Maybe we'll do the last one, and then because I think it'll be helpful to see the back end as well, and the question that's asked about cancellations and things like that might be explained in that back end too.
Okay. Yep, I will definitely make sure to touch on that on the back end. Okay, cool. I will jump to our last example then. This is the one that was making Brooke seasick. This is Pharmacy Outfitters. So I help these folks get set up with us as well. They do guided fishing trips as well as hunting trips. So I picked them just because when Brooke and I were talking, she mentioned that there's folks that might be attending our meeting today that did both of those different options. So again, we're right here in this book now button. This floats on the screen, so it's right there for the customer. So we'll click on this right here, and this pulls up our options for different trips. So he's got a bunch of different trips. Most of them are our fishing charters that we're seeing here, which look like a blast. And then he's got his duck hunt item right here. I'm gonna exit out of this just to show you guys that we can also, as far as integrating goes, we can integrate not just into that, but we should be right here too. If I click on this, and then this takes us to this page. So this is Fareharbor as well. So we can kind of like get pretty customized with the integration of this software as well, where you know, it's not just that floating book now button that pulls up all the trips at once, but you can link how he just did, where you click on the trip on the website, it brings us to this trip page, and we've got our Fareharbor calendar right here. I'm sure that looks familiar to everybody by now. And then this book now button right here just pulls up that specific trip instead of just all the trips in one view. So that's another thing I wanted to just kind of like point out with this example is that, you know, there can be multiple different like ways that we integrate Fareharbor onto your website to make this just that much more likely to capture a customer that wants to book with you. So I'm going to go back to his homepage just so we can kind of go from the beginning, looking at all the trips. But this is like a nice integration on this page here, and he also does a lot of bookings with us too. So scroll down, we'll click on this book now button here. So again, we're looking at all of his trips. I'm going to go ahead and click on this duck hunt item just because this is a unique one here, but it just kind of shows to the fact that we can kind of, you know, set this up for each person to meet their needs as long as the fit is there. So we'll click book for the duck hunt item. And so he has his calendar pretty, like, he only has these 2 days of availability, but he has, you can see here that Friday the 7th is grayed out. So this day was available, but we can set it up where, first of all, online booking has a cutoff. So for instance, if he needs 48 hours notice for a duck hunt to be booked, then that's why this is closed down. So once we're 48 hours, we're within 48 hours of the start times that we have set for this April 15th availability, this item would close down. So he's able to kind of manage his bookings in that way too, where he's not getting last minute bookings. For him, he has the amount of prep time that he needs when a booking is made. We're also able to set it up where if this duck hunt item gets booked, we saw that he has a bunch of different fishing trips. He's the only one running these trips, so it's going to automatically shut down availability for the rest of the items that are that we have set up for him too. So again, this is geared towards activity operators where you're going to be able to maximize the amount of bookings you can receive, and at the same time not be in danger of being overbooked. So I just wanted to touch on that. But let's click on this April 15th availability. Now we have our start times here, 4 a.m. That's an early start time, but that's what you do when you're going hunting. So let's select that first one. And he just has this custom field here where it's just requesting how many people are going to be in the party. And so this is showing how you can kind of manage pricing with capacity on private trips. So if it's 3 people attending, it's just $400. So it's going to add $200 to the subtotal. And for 4 people, it would add $400 to the subtotal, and it would be a $600 total, and then so on and so forth for 5 people and 6 people. So that just added $200 to the or excuse me, $400 to the subtotal. So he wanted to kind of make it where this is going to be completely free to use to him. So he's adding the credit card processing fee also to his, you can see here at plus 3.5%. He's adding 3.5% just to make sure he covers all costs, just because our credit card processing fee is 1.9% plus 30 cents. So he just wanted to go that route for this, where that's automatically being added on to the subtotal. So those are just some kind of unique features that he has set up on his checkout. And then just down here, this is what we always collect, is that contact info and then card info. And then just hitting complete and pay, a booking is made and paid for. And same deal. We have our taxes and fees section. So he is separating out his sales tax as well from his subtotal, just so he's making sure he's collecting that amount come tax season. And meanwhile, the Fareharbor 6% online booking fee is also included in this taxes and fees section. Any questions on this example?
Feel free to pop in any questions. I really like seeing how the customization is happening for each person, depending on what their interests or concerns might be. So it's good to see this as an example as well. I also think that's really neat that it caters to really, really small businesses, which we have a lot of. So if it's a one-person guide business, they can't be running a duck hunt and a fishing trip the same day. So that sophistication that I assume anyone would set up with you as the account executive to address any concerns like that is really going to be helpful, I would think, to the size of the businesses we have here in St. Lawrence County.
Yep. Yeah, this is very scalable from you know, from the Denver Aquarium. I always use that example. That's one of our bigger partners. They do, you know, an insane amount of volume as far as just ticket sales go. So they're a partner with Fareharbor, all the way down to like extremely small activity operators, mom and pop type style setups. This is scalable from like that range for like multiple folks. And again, it's a low cost option where you don't pay us at all. The only thing that is paid is the credit card processing fee. So if you never run a credit card using this software, you never end up paying any money. And with that being said, the credit card processing fee it's a industry low rate as well too. So it's a great rate. So yeah, it's definitely, this is a unique call. I was telling Brooke that I've never demoed this many people on one call. And with that in mind, I've never had to like kind of like felt the need to show like multiple different examples like this. So it has been like a fun experience for me too, just to kind of like be able to display each of these is like a different type of company, but like it works, and each of these gets online bookings too for each of them. So if we're feeling good, I can jump to the back end of the software now, which is going to kind of show you just what your user experience is going to be. Your customers wouldn't see this. If Brooke, you want to just give me the go ahead on that, or if there's any other questions.
Yeah, no other questions other than the one about the cancellation, but I think that's a back end question. So yeah, let's hop to it.
Okay, awesome. So this is a dashboard. So this is just an example of what it could look like for you. This is just a demo dashboard, so this isn't a live company, unlike those 4 examples we just went through. So just to start out here, we have these different sections in the top left. This bookings page is what we're currently on. This is where you would enter in a manual booking. If someone called to make a booking or, walked up to make a booking, you could enter their booking info from this page, and I'll kind of walk you through what that process looks like. Then we have the manifest, the report section, your items section, which that's just each trip that we like build out a calendar and availability for is considered an item. That's just the terminology we use. And then our settings section. There's tons that can be done to leverage this to benefit our partners, and a lot of folks do that. There's custom filters, custom views, custom manifests, where you're able to just kind of like make this look the way that you need it to look. So you can kind of like have all your booking info just like right there for you. And it stores all this info for you, whether a booking is made from your website or if you're entering that booking info manually. It's all going to be stored within this software for you. It does a ton of work and saves a lot of folks time versus going the manual route. So with that being said, I'll start kind of focusing on this bookings page, just on some kind of basics of it. So to start out, we have our items on the left. So we have the adventure tour, the sailing tour, the whale watching cruise, and the sunset tour as our items. And then we have this gift card item here. So, this is where it would list out each of your items that we had booked. So, for instance, if it was the Children's Museum, this would just have the general admission item right here, and then it would kind of show each of those time slots, because they have 2 different time slots available to book. So we're going to make a manual booking together here, just so I can kind of show you how simple that is. And we'll do it for this adventure tour. We're going to do this for Saturday the 8th, just because I can see that we have a lot of availability. This is set up to just kind of give us a filter of how many spots are available to book right here. So this blank box in each of these availabilities is showing us how many spots are available to book. So for instance, this one here, 6 a.m. adventure tour, there's no availabilities. We can see that, and it's full. This one I can see there's 11 spots available to book and 0 have been booked. So that's why I'm picking that one. So we'll just click on the block and click new booking. And so we're basically doing this customer information collection process, but we're the ones filling in that info for the customer instead of them doing it from your website. You can always refer a customer to your website to, make a booking that way, but you do have this option as well. And with this option, there's no 6% online booking fee. So we don't make any money. Fareharbor doesn't make any money from these types of bookings. Of course, we want you to be getting online bookings because that's what makes this, this partnership, work for us and Fareharbor work, but you have this option as well. So first thing I'm going to do is just select how many adults are attending. I'm going to select 2. And just to kind of show that there's like a really simple way just to kind of like reserve a spot, I could do this right here on the right, this don't add payment now option. I could click this and then just click complete booking. And that's just going to get something booked on the calendar just to reserve that spot. So it's not going to be booked because this is real-time availability. It shows on your website too. It's online as well. So you can just type in someone's name quickly. Ryan Johnson wants to book, and then just click complete booking and then gather that info and add it at a later time if you want to do that. For the sake of just kind of like showing you what a full booking looks like, I'm going to go ahead and just enter in some more info. So we'll just fill out phone number and email. And we'll fill in a few of these sections here. These are all the custom fields I'd mentioned. So those drop-down menus, those checkbox menus, and open text fields. If I check this box, it's going to add $20 to the subtotal. It's just a GoPro add-on. So we'll do that. And then we'll just fill out a little bit more of this. Answer this question here. How did you hear about us? Google. So we're going to pay in full. You also have the option to save a card to charge later. You have the option to do a partial payment. Deposits are another feature that can be set up. We do have a requirement that ticket prices are like a certain amount. If they are below a certain amount, then I need to get approval from my manager just to have that feature on your dashboard, but we are able to set up deposits as well. So we'll just pick pay in full. You're able to run credit cards. That's what we're going to do for this booking here. But I just want to show you, you can take cash and then you just enter in the amount just so your reporting is accurate. But we will run a card. And we're just going to enter in that card info. Okay, so we have everything we need to make this booking. So it's just going to be complete booking, hitting this button here. So I'm going to click that. And that's going to get it on our calendar. We'll just give it a second to do its job. Okay, so Ryan Johnson, we booked for, and we have all this info here. So Ryan Johnson, we got the phone number, we got his email. We have the tour, the day of the week, the date, and the time. We can see that he's paid in full. This would show that there is an amount due if that wasn't the case. And we have all these booking actions on the right here. So there's canceling right there. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. But you can do all these very easily. Rebooking, canceling, adding another customer to this booking, refunding can be very easily done. And then I'm also going to show you what confirmation emails look like on this dashboard as well. But first, I'll just show you what canceling a booking looks like. So we'll just click this, cancel booking. Now it's just asking if we want to issue a refund or not. So we can either cancel it without issuing a refund. We can do a partial refund, or we can do a full refund. And I'll just do a full refund just so we can kind of see how easy this is. But just clicking cancel booking, cancel this booking, refund payments. There's no undo. Okay. All right. So it's been canceled. We see that it shows it right here. And it shows that money has been refunded. Refunds, the amount of time it takes to process really depends on the bank account of the person involved in the refund occurring. With that being said, we do have a feature with this software called a refund reserve, where you can have money stored there in the case of issuing a refund, and it will allow for a refund to process quicker than it would be without that refund reserve being activated. So again, that time frame really is determined by the bank account, but we have an option to kind of like make it where it can be done a bit quicker than it would be without the refund reserve. So I'm going to exit out of this and I'm going to show you where we can find our recent bookings that have been made on this page. So we have a ledger right here in the top right, this clock symbol on the bookings page. When I click on this, this is going to pull up our ledger of bookings. And there's Ryan Johnson right there, the booking that we made together and then that we canceled and refunded. If I just click on it, it pulls up his booking page again. We even see, you know, his answers to like each of those custom fields that we filled out as well. So that Google, how did you hear about us? And this is Ryan's first time on the tour. All of this is just available right at a glance. So we can see his height, weight. He did add a GoPro. Pretty easy to see. I'm going to go to a different booking now, just to show a different example. So we got this is a ledger. This is a chronological list of our bookings that have been made on this dashboard. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to Randy Smalls here. So Randy Smalls booked each of these tours actually. I'm just going to show you what a confirmation email looks like on this dashboard. And Brooke, this is going to show what a waiver looks like that's been integrated onto the confirmation email. This is going to be a smart waiver example. So this is what a confirmation email looks like. It's going to be custom set up. So we got a bunch of info. It looks very professional and you know, visually appealing to your customer.
Dennis, we're not seeing the email, so I don't know if it popped up in another window for you and perhaps that wasn't shared to the screen.
Yeah, that is probably what happened. Let me see if I can open this in a interesting.
You might be able to reshare. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll try to do that if this doesn't work. I'm trying to copy and paste it into the same. Are you seeing this?
Yes.
There we go. Okay. Making moves on the fly. So this is the confirmation email. I just had to copy the link and paste it into the same window that I'm sharing with you guys. So this is the confirmation email. So it is showing us all this info here. So it gives the customer the option to add their booking to their calendars. This is the waiver here. I will click on this in a moment. Sharing the meeting location, tickets, some instructions, please arrive 15 minutes early, payment details, a health and safety policy, cancellation policy, and then just signed at the bottom here. So confirmation emails are a great thing to leverage. Again, they can be set up to automatically get sent out to your customers. So whether a booking is made from your website, you can have that confirmation email automatically sent out. So you can have a booking paid for and the customer communicated to and be completely hands-free. Meanwhile, you'll have their information, so their phone number, their email, should you need to reach out to them and make contact with them just to touch base about their tour that they booked with you or their activity. And at the same time, if you enter a booking in manually, the same thing, you can have it where it's going to automatically get sent out as well. You can do this for reminder emails, follow-up emails, cancellation. So there's a bunch of different ways to leverage this aspect of the software. I'm going to click on this sign test waiver. And so this is just what we have set up for this demo dashboard. So it's not a super involved waiver, but this is smart waiver. So it's just integrated right into the confirmation emails, and the customer is, you know, queued up to just fill it out before their actually booking takes place. So Yeah, this is just the information we're collecting here. So name, date of birth, customer, participant signature. So this is all set up with Smart Waiver, and then we just take that info, you would share that info with us and we'll integrate it into your confirmation emails like we're seeing here. Any questions so far?
Any questions from the group? Wondering, this is a good time to ask if there are certain glitchy things you find in your current way of booking that you would hope this would have a solution for. So if you want to share any examples of that. I'm also thinking, sometimes we say there's a trip or an event or a workshop planned, a class, and, we get 2 feet of snow an hour before and we have to contact all the participants. Is there a way to kind of bulk mail all of the folks who have signed up for that particular experience?
Yeah, there is. So you would leverage your canned messages in your settings here. So first, making sure that you have so we have one right here, actually, weather cancellation. Just wanted to let you know that we're going out rain or shine. So you would set it up in your canned messages, first of all, and then just selecting that weather cancellation canned message that you already have kind of queued up, that template in a way, and selecting that to get sent out to all your customers. So if there is a way to be able to do that, just getting that set up on your account would be the process ahead of time. Great.
I know we're getting to our hour here. We're right at our hour, so I don't want to take too much more time, but and I know, if someone is interested here in pursuing this, you can go ahead and do it individually, and you can contact Dennis to talk more specifically about your project to see if it's a fit or to get started. But I think the other thing that is, I like the idea that you can book on the spot or over the phone, so that you can take care of. And then, but also people can register themselves. So it works both in person and online, which I think is really important. I'm also curious about the reporting that's here, because I think that, just getting a booking is one thing, but having the data behind who that person is, how much money you've made with this particular tour or something like that, so that if it's worth doing next season or in the future. Some other things I think about are, generating those customer contacts for future opportunities if you're adding something new for next season, or there's a lot of that when you're writing names on a piece of paper, you can't get sophisticated like that, which I think you lose future business growth, because you can't retarget those people. We always say the best customers are your existing customers. They've already had an experience with you. Hopefully it's been a good one. They're the ones who are more likely to book again. They're the ones who are more likely to tell their friends. And so those are the folks that you want to keep engaged, but also as a business owner to be able to analyze, I often will hear people say, oh, I saw that you did that whatever class and that looked really popular. And you're like, yeah, it was pretty fun. And then you go and look at it and you're like, but I only had 3 bookings. So maybe it's not so fun. Or was it the date, or was it this or that? So yeah, if you want to just cover not all of this again, I think when people sign up, they'll get the full rundown with you and orientation to all of these aspects. But are there some things you want to point out here that might be of interest to folks?
Yeah, definitely. So just to kind of expand on what Brooke shared, she did a great job kind of touching on why this is important as far as just the reporting side of things. and what a lot of those benefits are. So this is the report section. This is just the report's overview. So this is showing us this info that you've probably been able to kind of see and get a feel for what this is showing us here. It's showing us our most popular items. So which ones are getting booked the most, and how many times each of them are getting booked. This is all just giving us a week's glance, but you can run custom reports. This was another thing Brooke and I were talking about before this meeting started, is that, for instance, that how did you hear about us section, we were asking the customer if they've heard about you guys from Google or word of mouth, or TripAdvisor, like any of these options that you have on that drop down. You can run a custom report to see how many answers were for Google, TripAdvisor, word of mouth, and you can choose the date range as well. You can see how many times you can run that report for this month, or you can run it for over the next year. So there's tons of ways to leverage this to gather data that you're generating and gathering through your Fareharbor booking flow that you set up with us. I'm just going to show you an example of a preset one, is this revenue by type report, just because it kind of like doesn't take much time. I'm going to just choose the date range just for this month here. So from April 1st to April 5th of 2023. And this is just going to run us through revenue by type. So credit card, cash, I think affiliates is another one. And it's going to give us a breakdown of what that looks like. So this is an example of what a report looks like just with our software. So this is our payment type section. So credit card, cash, and we have our items, and then we have all these sections here. What's nice about this as well is that this is downloadable as a CSV. So you can download this and export it out to accounting software such as QuickBooks. You can print this off. And so there's tons of ways to kind of leverage this. This feature with your Fareharbor account. It's free to use. You know, the only thing you ever pay is the credit card processing fees. So this is what that looks like. Again, we kind of get more into detail with this when we kind of have more time, or, you know, if folks are interested in kind of moving forward. I'm going to show this quickly as well. This is the manifest. This is going to be your schedule on a given day. So you'd pull this up, see, okay, who's booked sup rentals for me on Wednesday the 5th, and you could see all their, you know, those bookings that have been made. So this is showing by item, by time. This is customizable manifest. So you can set up custom manifest to kind of fit your needs. So you can get like a quick snapshot of your bookings in a given day, just like that. And you can see which customers are paid up and which ones owe money. You just click on the name, and it again pulls up that booking page for Jason Jackson in this case. So I wanted to show that as well. I know we are kind of running out of time, so I'll kind of open it up one last time for questions. But you know, if there's anything that, you know, you haven't seen or you feel like, you know, hasn't been touched on, I'm happy to kind of go into that. But I also want to be conscientious of time too.
Great. This was really helpful. I think you did a great job of showing, you know, the different perspectives from customer facing, you know, what their experience is, but then also all of the information that's provided on the back end and how you can view and organize. You know, I'm just thinking like this manifest would help you with staffing or supplies or so really helpful to be able to visually see that this way. And then again, to have it all recorded, be able to export it for financial, you know, tax reasons, things like that. So this is great. Again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to, you can also unmute if you prefer, or put it in the chat if you'd like, if you're curious. The kind of a side question I had was, so the parent company is booking.com. Are there options to kind of upgrade to be able to promote through booking.com and because it's affiliated?
Yeah. So that's the affiliates benefits of partnering with Fareharbor. So you can list your activities with booking.com, with Viator, TripAdvisor. These are ways that a lot of folks leverage their partnership with Fareharbor to integrate with and just get more bookings from these other like OTA type reseller, large kind of agencies where, customers, they're traveling to your area and they're looking for something to do. And they're like looking on these massive sites such as booking.com, Viator, TripAdvisor, and they're seeing, okay, I want to do this, So we have an affiliates department. I know, Brooke, we've kind of talked a little bit about what that's like too. Not just like these big, resellers of like activities, but there's also like smaller like resellers as well too that are more like local. So there's like a bunch of different ways to like leverage your online presence in that way as well, and kind of like explore those partnerships. So we have like tons of affiliate opportunities as well with Fareharbor.
Great, that's helpful because I think that it's a marketing power also, and I know we're looking from a county tourism perspective to add more booking opportunities right onto the Visit St. Lawrence County site. And so this might be something where if several of our partners here in the county end up using Fareharbor, for example, that we could kind of create some sort of platform that highlights all of them. But it's great to know that if people are booking a hotel and they want to add an experience that they're on booking.com, then something might show up in the area where they're looking for. So
Yep.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, one last thing I'll add is we also have e-learning as well. If you're just interested in like this topic, as far as just like expanding your revenue, expanding your online sales, your online presence, your SEO, we have e-learning that's kind of like part of just being, it's a benefit of being a partner with Fareharbor, called Compass. And it has tons of articles, webinars, things of that nature that you can be able to tap into to also kind of just like expand your reach, basically, specifically online as a tour and activity operator.
That's great. I think having that resource and having the human contact, we've found also some programs that you use don't actually have a human to help you. And so you're up to like the FAQ tab on a website, and that's not always helpful. So I think having the account executive to set it up the way you want and then help you hopefully as your business grows and adds more opportunities for your customers, then that's great.
Yep.
All right. Well, if there are no further questions, we'll close it up here. Thank you so much, Dennis, for showing us Fareharbor and how it might be a great tool for our customers to expand their online booking and become more efficient and productive and profitable this year and moving forward. We have recorded this and we'll share it out, and you can feel free. Do you want to just state your email for those on the recording and your phone number if you'd like, and then we'll close it up?
Definitely. Yeah. Thanks again for organizing this, Brooke. This is my first time getting to like do a demo like in this type of format, and I really appreciate the opportunity. So if you want to reach me, my email is just my first name. So I'll spell it out. It's DENIZ dot, and then my last name, and I'll spell that out as well, which is IPB, P as in Paul, B as in boy, UKEN. So Deniz.Ipuken. I'm half Turkish. That's where my name comes from. So, and it's just Deniz.Ipuken at fareharbor.com. So that's where you can reach me that way. And my phone number is 978 888-487-5489. You can call me or text me at that number. That's just my work number. I'm very friendly. I enjoy working with activity operators. I have a passion for it myself. I used to work on a lobster fishing boat up here in off the coast of New Hampshire. So that's kind of what led me to kind of merge those two paths with working at Fareharbor. So I really appreciate everybody that did join and that, watches this recording as well. And yeah, just very, very appreciative of y'all's time.
Great. Thank you so much. And if there's anything we can do to help you at the St. Lawrence County Chamber, feel free to get in touch with us. My email is just Brooke with an E at slcchamber.org, or you can give us a call at 315-386-4000. We're happy to answer any questions as well to help you reach your goals this year and onward. So thanks again. Have a great afternoon, everyone, and we will be in touch soon.